All right, guys, this is what we're talking about right here. All right. It says Wahlberg hate crimes past resurface after SAG Awards appearance. OK. When he was a teenager, Wahlberg was charged with attacking two Vietnamese men while high on the drug PCP, pleading guilty to felony assault. Police officer reported that Wahlberg used racist slurs to describe both victims. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this a little more. All right. This man was on PCP. He learned from his mistake. He paid his crime. He did his deed. He got a felony, but he became and outsourced that. Now, do I think he's still racist? Probably not. If he do, hey, I don't see it. And majority of people, we don't see it. You can go to understand and get to know the individual person, the man himself or the woman they self. Okay. Now, if you look at it, this is something that happened. All right. He was on drugs, PCP. All right. We're not talking about no look crack or no. We talking about some PCP. We talking about some stuff that basically trip you out. Right. And I got a knowledge with him that he basically changed his life. Now, as you look at it, the individual people of 2023 and beyond, if we don't change this, we are looking at the past, and we constantly looking at the past. They want to crucify you, put you on a cross, and said your past is there, you know, and we can't do that. All right. Some people made mistakes in life, and if they paid that, that's all we can do. Every one of us is not no angel, and we just got to learn from our mistake. All right. That's just being human. All right. Human nature. But every ethnic group, we have races in the ethnic group by someone telling them, or just an individual person don't like you or see things that inform them to make a flame. Right. So if you got it in, you know, the black community, you know, you got people talking about dark-skinned people, light-skinned people, but you basically black, and you're not trying to solve that outcome. It's the same thing in the Asian community. All right. You got Japanese, you got Chinese, you got, you know, Philippines, you got different people, you know, that don't like each other. All right. And it's kind of crazy, right? You know, and everybody stick with their own. Now, the subject when I'm bringing this up, because in America, it's really crazy. All right. It's crazy as hell because, all right, it's like that. All right. So when you go to school in the community, you're going to basically learn different things. All right. You're going to learn other people's race. All right. If you have a good school that teach you that, and you got good parents that teach you that. Right. So to make the change, you got to go ahead and basically trying to teach your kids early. If not, it's going to be lost. All right. It's going to be lost in society, because that individual person gonna go out there and learn things from themselves. All right. Give you a perfect example. All right. When I was growing up, all right, I seen bad things. All right. When I was growing up in Inglewood, and I learned things from that. I learned drugs. I learned everything. All right. And I was not a person who was influenced with drugs, of doing drugs, because I seen an outcome of that whole life. As an individual person, when you learn these things, and that's why we got to teach that in school. It's the same thing when a person is racist. You know, you're going to have racism everywhere. You can't stop that. I don't care what statues you're knocking down or what history you're trying to do that. That's just an individual person. That's how human nature runs. But if you look at it, you know, I'm just bringing this subject up because people, you know, with Mark Wahlberg, they basically brought back old past tense when his past, when he was, you know, in his youth. All right. You know, just through time you learn, through time you mature, through time you got to find something. All right. You know, with me, you know, I read my Bible. All right. I read the Holy Quran, and I'm in Buddhism now. All right. You know, figure out myself, basically that way I can have strong faith towards my kids, because we living in a world that is crazy. Now, I don't have nothing, no racism towards anybody. All right. If you have a good plan or business plan on anything as an individual who come with knowledge, I don't care who you are. You are trying to show me something, so I'm going to talk to you. And that's why if you look at it, in the United States of America, we have different class. All right. You have different class. When you get to a different point of being a high class, you don't want nobody to socialize with you who's basically low class. All right. And that's why I be telling y'all guys, middle class is over with, because everything, economics and everything is playing a part with this. And that's why you have different things like that, right? Now, people say money don't change everything. BS, money change everything. If you don't have knowledgeable of money and trying to look at that, hey, that's how it is, right? You're going to be the ones at the bottom not saving nothing, and you keep on doing what you're doing. We can't blackball him, all right? We can't boycott him, and we can't cancel him because he paid his dues already. Now, some might agree, some people might not agree. That's what, hey, that's human, all right? You can agree or don't agree. You know, I can go on the street and look at that individual person who go out there and gang bang, you know, shooting up, but you don't look at that individual person and see why that person doing that, right? We can solve problems around the world. We can help everybody, but you can't help the people in the United States, right? It's the same thing, right? Yin and yang, everything comes around, good and evil, bad, right? And people don't understand that. We got to find out the individual person. Why is this person doing this? Most of the times it's the community, right? The community is not teaching. It's supposed to be like old school. You know, each one teach one, and people don't want to build up the community and they still see the same thing that goes on. So if they keep seeing the same thing that's going on and ended in any neighborhood, it's the same thing. So people say that's different. It's not different. It's the same way. I can't blackball him. I can't cancel him. I can't cancel that guy in the street, whatever he claiming or whatever. That's the individual, right? But you can solve everything else around the world. But we want to keep on going with this. It shouldn't be no kind of hate crime, right? It shouldn't be nothing that goes on. But this man was on PCP. So an individual person who he's seen or whatever he did in the past, if he said something through, you know, through the hurt the Asian community or the black community or the white community, everybody can be hurt, right? Because if he's a Caucasian man who's white, he can hurt his own community. And we know that racist Americans in every group. Bring that back up because he already apologized. He paid his time already. What you gonna keep on doing? Nail him? You can't do that, man. Hey, if this is the way where we going in the future, we are lost right now. Okay, guys? This is XV88 Mars. And thank y'all guys for joining me on 88 Mars. Gonna be bringing back videos, news, crypto, and everything. You know what? I'm just going all the way out, guys. Hey, peace.